What's up, everybody? I'm gonna just give it a minute. So if you're watching this as a replay, just hang in there for a second, and maybe I'll even put a timestamp of when the actual video starts. But for the live audience, I'm gonna kind of hang out for a second, wait for people to come in. Like John Singleton, my boy John. What's up, man? Can you hear me all right? What's up, Tam? How's it going? I figured I'd do a nice little live stream. I wanted to go over a couple things, but I wanted to do a live stream when the market's down a little bit. I thought that could be a good idea. Good. I want to see what this looks like. I have the market cap for, okay. Let me put up my green screen, and then I'll be right with you. I'm the worst at these intros. I'm sorry. I have to get better at starting these live streams. All right. Yeah, so I was like debating doing a video, and then it's getting late. I want to hang out with Sarah for a little, and I just didn't want to edit. So I saw the markets down a little bit today, and I thought, let's do a live stream, because I'm always curious, and I really want to have a little bit. I'll look at the charts a little bit. I'll bring it up. Like right now, let's put the 4 hour up, but I want to get a sense for how you guys are feeling when the market's down a little bit. I mean, it's what are we down today? Nothing crazy, but it's a red day. We had a few good green days. I want to get a sense of how you all are feeling, what you all are thinking. Just because on the red days when I go through comments, they're so negative. So I want to see the negativity live. I want to embrace the negativity. Are there any bears out there that want to chat right now with all of us? Lokesh says, it sucks big time. What's up, Jim? How's it going, Luis? Dan? Robin? What's up, everybody? Appreciate you all coming on. I know it's kind of getting late, at least here on the East Coast. But one thing I've been watching a lot is, if you can see on my screen, which I'm sure you can, yes. Ricky Bobby says, buy the dips. Ain't that the truth? The question is, are we kind of at the bottom of this dip that we're in? One thing I keep looking at is the extended period of time that this second bottom, right, this higher low that we had over here back in beginning of April, it extended for, let's see, March 29th. We broke out April 12th, so like we can call it a couple weeks. So as far as how long we're going to be at this third bottom, right, like right here in this area, right now we're going on the 23rd to the 5th. So it's getting up there. It's getting close to a couple weeks, kind of hanging out in this, I guess you can call it a channel. But even back in the second bottom that we had, you can see we ran up to 135. And then I wish I would have done a live stream the next day when we went all the way back down. So it's just good to step out and zoom out on the charts and just kind of take note of what's actually going on, because a red day, it's not the end of the world. And actually there were some things I wanted to talk about too in this video, but I might do an actual video on it, comparing crypto market to the stock market, comparing Bitcoin to something like Apple, comparing Litecoin to something like PayPal or Visa in terms of market cap. It's a really interesting thing to look at. Nicole says, no bears, just waiters. Any news when Litecoin gets on Gemini? No news yet, Nicole, but I'm sure we'll cover it once it happens. I could see sideways trading a little while longer. I agree with Dylan. Ricky Bobby says we're going to fall a little bit. What's up, Alex? I can see it going to 106. Chris says we're going to be rich this year. Litecoin will be for sure 1,000. Delayed gratification. Yeah, I mean, right now it's kind of just like we can go to the 4 hour, right? I mean, in terms of this bottom that we had at this like 110 area, we still have these higher lows on the 4 hour. I mean, we still have it. So in terms of, if you want to look short term for support, that previous higher low on the 4 hour was right around, I don't know exactly, but probably like a little bit under 117. So right now we're at 117.63. So we need to see support like pretty soon to continue this upward pattern of higher highs and higher lows. Vito, much respect for what you do for Litecoin. Would have abandoned shift. We all know it's about long term. It really is. I mean, I really haven't seen many people abandon ship. I know some have taken breaks, but I know for sure they haven't abandoned ship. It's just kind of, it does. Mr. Jackman called a live show. It can get a little tiring. You know, if I can just have that conversation with you all there, and I'm not speaking to you all, but like there are a lot of negative comments when the market's down. So when you put a bunch of time into doing videos and editing, and you put hours a day into doing one video, sometimes you can kind of be like, what's the point of doing this? It's just a bunch of negative comments at the end of the day. So I can definitely feel for those that take breaks. So here's the hourly if you really want to kind of jump in. Some things I'm looking at, I know I did a video yesterday about being bullish on Litecoin, and I still am, even on days like this when like the market has a red day. It doesn't change my sentiment if I'm bullish, even short term, because sometimes I've been a little bit bearish short term. But in this scenario, I really haven't been that bearish short term. I've been kind of bullish. But even when something like this happens, and we have like, you know, even on the 4 hour chart, you can see on the MACD, we made a cross on the MACD on the 4 hour, but we're also oversold on the 4 hour. So we might see a bottom at the 117 area to create a higher low, which I'm hoping for. But I'm definitely still bullish in terms of indicators. I'm still bullish in terms of the daily. And I forget who just said it, but it might be a little bit of sideways trading down here. So you got to be patient. You got to wait for it. But yeah, we have a little bit more people in here. So I just kind of wanted to get a feel for what you all are saying. I didn't really want to do too much of a technical analysis right now, but I want to see how you're feeling on a day like this. And also, if you all are on Instagram, I'm going to type my Instagram here on the chat. I have an Instagram. It's more of like a personal type of Instagram, but if you want to kind of get a sneak peek into my personal life, I guess you could say, you can go to my Instagram and follow me, talk with me. I know Brian Huggins is over there. I connected with him over there. And if you guys, you got to go check out Brian Huggins' video he just did today. He got his green screen set up. He's got his lights set up. All right, so let me talk to you all a little bit. Buy zone, anything under 110. Dan just bought 2 more Litecoin. Forget the negative comments. Do your work and succeed. That's your revenge. I love it. What's the buy zone? So yeah, I'm still sticking with this. If, you know, I'm always accumulating, but right now my buy zone, my heavy buy zone would be under $100. Anything kind of approaching, let me go to the 4 hour to talk about this a little bit. Anything approaching this green line at 110 and under, I'm really not buying anything, because then we're going to be going below that previous low from this second bottom that we had. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you have seen the videos I've done on that, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable, I guess, accumulating a lot in the 100 to 110, just because there's a good chance of seeing support at 100 fall, and I'd rather accumulate even more under 100 if that happens. But Mr. Jackman says heavy buy zone, $65. Is there anything replacing LitePay? LitePay was a joke. Sean, too many dips, time for moon. 6-month bear run. Can you imagine 6-month bull run? Agreed. I just had this Bitcoin chart up. I don't know if you can see this on the screen. Let me see. Yes. Do you see this chart that I have up right now? Bruce Yang, my sleeping quality is good. It's gotten much better. That melatonin is no joke. Steve says, if it dropped below 110, at what price would you start buying? So I guess there's a difference for me between slowly accumulating and kind of always averaging in, and actually like taking a larger buy. So accumulation pretty much is always happening for me, but the larger buy zone for me would be if we break 110. I'd be kind of just keeping my eyes peeled to see if we break 100. And then from there, if we do break 100, then I'm kind of just, you can't predict the bottom. So in that scenario, that's kind of when I see some type of capitulation happening. And in those instances, it happens fast, and it's very difficult to predict the bottom, if not impossible. So you kind of have to just have good timing. And also you can't, if you're taking money that you can afford to lose and you're investing in buying, you have to have the mindset that, okay, $80 is a great buy, right, for Litecoin long term. So you have that, you have to be happy with that buy. And that means even if capitulation happens and all of a sudden, an hour later it's at $50, you have to be comfortable with that happening. So it's really my buy zone. I don't like talking about it a lot, and I don't really like getting into that bear market buying mentality, because it's different for everybody. You have to find what you're comfortable at. You have to find, hey, if Litecoin's at this price, like, I'm totally comfortable because I'm long term on it, which I'm long term, so I'm comfortable right now. But in terms of heavy buying, I'm very comfortable at like $80 if that happened. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just talking about that scenario because it's a red candlestick day. I mean, that's that's what automatically happens on everybody's mind, that we're going to $50. That's just what happens. $1,500. Okay, so I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I was talking about Bitcoin. Look at this Bitcoin chart. Look at this Bitcoin chart. So I have that $55,000. I want to talk to you about this because this is crazy to me. So Apple, I have the largest companies by market cap open. So here's Apple, right? Around $935 billion market cap. Here's Bitcoin, $128 billion market cap. So my question for you is, Apple's probably going to be that first stock that hits $1 trillion. So when you think of Bitcoin, where you are positioned right now in the crypto market, and you think of Apple, do you think that Bitcoin should be equal to or greater than Apple in market cap? That's my question. Do you think that Bitcoin will naturally be higher than Bitcoin in market cap in the future? I'm not saying like this year. I'm just saying the possibility of that happening. If cryptocurrency sticks and this is actually the future, do you think that will happen? Press 1 if you think Bitcoin market cap will be greater than or at least equal to Apple in market cap. Press 1 if you think so. Press 2 if you don't think so, because I'm really curious. So we have a bunch of ones coming in, and so what I'm saying is a $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin would look like Bitcoin at a $55,000 Bitcoin. Right there. Which still, in the grand scheme of things, to me, I'm talking long term. I'm not saying like in 2018, but still to me, $1 trillion, not that much. Now I know a lot of you, if not most of you, are. Jeff Forster says 2, so he doesn't agree. We have some 2s, and that's good. I mean, I like different mentalities. So Litecoin. Now I want to ask Litecoin. We can take, let's see, it was like what number was that? Let me see. It was PayPal. PayPal. Where are you at? PayPal was like number 50 on this list of stocks on market cap. So I'm trying to scroll down and find it. There it is. So like, right, it's like $100 billion, PayPal. So when you think of Litecoin, it's another question. You think of Litecoin and then you think of something like PayPal. Do you think that eventually Litecoin will be equal to or greater than PayPal if Litecoin succeeds, if crypto succeeds and there's worldwide mass adoption? Do you think, especially it's a good comparison because, you know, payments, Litecoin, PayPal. So press 1 if you think that Litecoin could be equal to or greater than in market cap PayPal. Press 2 if you don't think so. And I don't have necessarily like an exact time frame on this. I'm just kind of asking that question. Bunch of ones. Because we're gonna actually I should go. Let me go to a weekly on Litecoin. So let's go to a weekly. Whoops. I didn't even tell Sarah I was doing a live stream. She's probably like, what the heck? All right, so. All right, we got a bunch of ones. We have a 2, Joseph's a 2. So, all right, so if for Litecoin to be equal to or greater than PayPal market cap, which PayPal's number 50, around number 50, I don't know exactly, that would be an $1,800 Litecoin. So, and I want to throw one more thing out there. Some of you might call me crazy, and you're gonna start. I hope I don't see anything out there on Twitter or something like, Dan said $1,800 Litecoin, but there's $1,800 right there. I guess I could just use a. All right, there's $1,800. So now if we look at like I think it's number 10 or so on. So we looked at number one, which is Apple versus Bitcoin in regards to market cap. And then we can look at number like 10-ish, I think, which is Visa. We want to compare a $300 billion market cap to Litecoin. So where's my weekly Litecoin chart? Here it is. So a $300 billion Litecoin right now would be around, are you guys ready for this? I'm pumping Litecoin so hard right now. This is actually, so John Kim, if you guys are familiar with John Kim on Twitter, this is pretty much his prediction. This is his prediction for this year, $5,000 Litecoin. So I feel like it's good though to have some perspective. Like everybody has these high goals for Litecoin price. And it's nice to put it into perspective and like have some context around what that actually looks like. So for a $5,000 Litecoin right now, you'd have around a market cap of Visa. So we need adoption. We need the world to know what's going on here, and these things take time. So it requires patience. If you're long on Litecoin, and you believe these prices are possible, I'm not sitting here calling these prices for this year or something, so please don't think that. But Dan said it, $300 billion Litecoin. See, I knew the rumors are going to start right now. But yeah, if you're long on Litecoin though, and you really believe in this technology, then for the successful cryptocurrencies, if you think Litecoin will be successful, there's really no reason to believe that it wouldn't be up there with a PayPal, right? Or even a Visa. I know Visa's a huge company. And then same thing, Bitcoin. It's really not unbelievable to think if this technology catches on and continues to gain traction the way it has, that to have a Bitcoin market cap the same as Apple, really, it's not that unbelievable at all. And so these are the prices that you'd be looking at right now in terms of, the circulating supply. It's like 56 million Litecoin right now, and 17 million Bitcoin. So those are the prices we'd be looking at. So I think it's pretty crazy. John says, please talk about what happened with Alliant payments. What do you mean with what happened, John? Speaking of Alliant, I should have Eric on this channel soon for an interview. So, we could definitely talk to him about Alliant and everything going on. So yeah, so here it is. I tweeted this like April 28th, and $1 trillion market cap 2018, $4 trillion market cap by 2020, 10 trillion by 2022, and currently we were at 430 billion. We're not at 430 billion anymore. We're at 338. So some interesting things I think to just kind of keep in mind, especially it's good to keep those things in mind when you're in a red day and you're kind of stuck in it. It's easy to look at the charts and see that we're down and just kind of be like, man, is this ever gonna go up? So where's my hourly? Here we go. Like right now, look at us. We're falling. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to keep up with these comments. John Singleton. Dan said Litecoin to 5,000. That's messed up. I didn't say it. Oscar, Dan said found on Litecoin. Quitting my job as we speak. That's great. Just great. Without mass adoption or corporate sponsorship like Starbucks, Amazon, Litecoin will not break $500. I definitely don't agree with that. Litecoin almost broke $500 without any of those things. When money pours into crypto in general and Bitcoin, Litecoin it doesn't need adoption to even break $1,000. It does not at all. All it needs is speculation. All it needs is new money coming in. I don't think we're anywhere near past the speculation phase. These technologies are needed in the world. Agreed. That's not a good thing, Sabro. Need to create more retailers. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you all as we kind of go down. I thought it would be cool to have a conversation as we're down to see how you all are feeling, but we're pretty much, we're pretty much breaking that previous higher low on the 4 hour. And you can really see it on the 1 hour. I guarantee if Litecoin gets listed out of nowhere on Gemini, it would probably pump hard. Let's hope. Yeah, it's exactly what happened with Zcash, right? We need to stop all this nonsense about Bitcoin 50,000 or Litecoin 1,000. Dude, it's not even Amazon, and Amazon makes things and sells things. If we stop it, we'll go up. The big whales are listening. The big whales. I don't think the big whales are listening to me. Little old Dan out here in Philly. Big whales don't care what I'm saying, dude. But I actually agree with I agree with a piece of that mindset. Like, I think I think when so many people are expecting and they're just in this anticipation of this breakout, and you know, we can go to, let me go to the weekly, right? We've had this consolidation, and like, you know, I'm guilty of it too, talking about a breakout. Breakouts like we've had in the past. So when so much of the market is expecting that, I remember when we had this breakout back in the end of 2017, it didn't seem like as many people were just like sitting around waiting for us to moon as it does now. So I do kind of agree that sentiment, like that mentality, kind of needs to leave the market before a breakout. But I don't know. There's definitely a fine line between technical analysis and a continued uptrend in cryptos. And so that fine line between that and it actually happening because of all the speculation that's involved. It's tough. Nobody knows. That's the thing. Is it always sunny in Philly? It's not always sunny in Philly. Justin Bieber needs to shout out Litecoin. Kenneth, if we don't enter a bear market, I do think we will break 200 soon. I do. I do believe if Litecoin breaks above $200, it will not fall below it again, building a good and strong support in the hundreds price range. That would be nice. I mean, we talked about the bearish, right? We talked about a bearish market, $80. Where's my comfortable buy zone? Well, let's talk about what has to happen in an uptrend, right? In a breakout. Oh, here we go. Me trying to draw of this continuation pattern. So a breakout, we'd have these areas, 180. We'd have a 180 area to break through. We'd obviously have that mental area of 200, but then, and I'm really just looking at these previous lower highs, which are important. So I think 180, 200, 250, those are all areas to really kind of look for. And hopefully I'm doing technical analysis videos on those areas of resistance in the future, right? I mean, it's going to be one way or another. I know sometimes a lot of people come to my channel and they're looking for me to like predict what's going to happen. But nobody can predict it. My chart says $200 July 4th. Jim, July 4th is a big day for me. It's a very important day for me, July 4th. That's all I'll say about that, but if it breaks $200 on that day, that would be even better. That would make it. According to Marius, Litecoin only needs 6 days to hit 1,000. Marius Landman has some pretty legit and aggressive predictions. I haven't seen any work out as of yet. Have you? Am I missing anything there? Jim, you might be right. Jim, you might be right. Wedding bells in full effect. So somebody just said, sorry, I'm late. Well, Poseidon, I had a scheduled interview for Marius on my channel, and then he just completely stopped replying to me and disappeared. So, you know, I was going to give him a shot. I was curious to see where his head was at. I wanted to hear why he thinks the way he does, you know, and I wanted to ask him some questions, and he kind of sold out on me. I don't have anything bad to say about him, but that's just what happened. Dan, do you think when we break the triangle, it will go up over 377? Or is it just a 180, 200 more realistic? No, I think, and I talked about this before, if we break the triangle, right, it could be one of two things. We could have like kind of a moonshot situation like we had last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. I mean, obviously 2017 was a great year, But just also keep in mind, if it breaks a triangle, it's really just a signal that the long-term uptrend continues. So we really could just have a slow upward movement, right? So it can be in the 200s. We can test 300, bounce back down. It's more of just a continued uptrend. What worries me about breaking the bottom of the triangle, which is also a possibility, and we're really closer to breaking the bottom of it than the top right now, is just that capitulation. And I guess it doesn't worry me. It's more of just it's not as fun to see that happen in the market. And I think it's something really, really important to talk about too, is if it happens, are you all ready for that to happen? If we break support levels and we kind of capitulate under 100 and we have just a flash just drop down to 50 and just like this a crazy wick down to $50, are you guys good with that situation? It's a really important question to ask, because when making any decision, like in business, in life, in how you handle relationships, this is what I do. I look at the total upside of a situation, and then I look at the total downside of a situation, and I say, no matter what happens, if upside or downside, am I comfortable with where I am and the decision that I'm making? So in context to your investment in crypto, upside, total upside, so $1,500 Litecoin in 3 weeks, or downside, $50 Litecoin in 3 weeks. Are you comfortable with your investment? And that's a very important question that you can only ask yourself, like personally. I can't sit here and tell you what you should do, but it's a powerful question to really gauge and be honest with yourself if you're good with what you have right now in Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ripple or Bitcoin Cash. Just kidding. Sammy says he's buying every week, rain or shine. What's interesting to note is that volume has been really low for a while. Volume has been, that's a good point. I haven't talked about volume a lot. I think I should start doing that. I'm just reading your comments. Michael says Dan's Instagram. I'll put a link to my Instagram in this chat, but yeah. What's funny is I always forget how to end the live stream when I'm done over here. So I'm gonna put my Instagram for anybody new here to go follow me. Instagram. As of lately, I've done a lot more like, is that right? I've done a lot more stories than anything, but it's not very crypto related at all. But go check it out. I want to get a haircut like Dan's. What kind of haircut do I have? I'm wearing a hat right now. All right. Appreciate you all. I'm going to try and put some timestamps for this video because it was kind of all over the place, but check it out. Hopefully, I'm not even going to sit here and say hopefully we hit a bottom. I really do want to have a bottom. I don't want to start breaking these higher lows on this 4 hour, but we pretty much already broke one. But this nice big wick on the 1 hour is promising. So as we get off of this live stream, and you can see it, right? Every time on this 4 hour, or this is the 1 hour chart. On this 1 hour chart, you can see every time right before we kind of had a next move up, we've had these big red hourly candles. So perhaps this is a big red hourly candle, and maybe we can form a bottom here. But just something to look for as we kind of move forward on the short term. But listen, I came on here, I meant to only do 10 minutes. Appreciate all of you. I really do. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. obviously love to have you as part of the channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and look at that. I just I want to give it away. I want to give that Litecoin LED away. I think we have 100 subscribers left to go, and I'm giving that away to one of you. One of you. So please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Yeah, see, there's John Kim in the house. That's John Kim's work of art right beside me. What's up, John? That's awesome, man. I'm glad you caught it too. So that's John Kim's Litecoin LED. He makes them. John, put a link. Type a link to your Twitter or your store real quick before I end this live stream. But he does some really good stuff, and I think he's got more products in the works. So let me close that doorway to another dimension. Oh yeah, so go follow at JohnKim77, and appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming by. I'll see you probably in a video tomorrow. Have an awesome night, and God bless.